Greetings, greetings, greetings. How's everybody doing? Positive energy all the time. I hope you're doing great. Earlier, I did my top 10 favorite black movies. Now I'm attempting to do the top 10 uh, black movies. And this is based off of the impact they had when these movies came out, the conversation that was based around these movies when they came out, the amount of people that went to watch these movies when they came out, and the energy between all of the different groups of black people, meaning the younger generation, the older generation, the men, the women. Much respect to Andrew for the super chat. Much love, brother. Salute to you. So this is a little difficult. I had to really think hard. Um, I had to really think hard to be able to come up with this list. This list could easily be interchangeable by anybody else. This is just the best that I think I could do. Others might make up a totally different list. But I think I did a fairly decent job. But like I said, it was very difficult. I had to think about the different interest group within the black community. The black community has a lot of different interest groups, and one group will like this, the other group will like that, the other group will like that, the children will like that, the adults will like that, the brothers will like that, the sisters will like that. So I had to take a lot of stuff into consideration. So this was a little difficult. It was more difficult than me picking my top 10 because those are just based on what the ones I like. Go make sure you go watch that. Check out my top 10, and post your favorite black movies in the chat. But don't put any movies down, okay? Just all we want to do is say the movies is good. Don't criticize no movie. Don't put no movie down. We don't want to shoot our own race in the foot. We don't want to hurt nobody's movie just because you don't like it, right? So just because it's a certain movie I don't watch, I'm not going to trash the brothers and sisters movie. So I hope everybody's doing good, positive energy all the time. We'll let some people get in here before we get started. I did my list earlier of my top 10, and my top 10 was quite interesting. I'm going to see if I can find it so I could read it off. Make sure what I did with it. Yeah, my top 10 was quite interesting, which I don't see it. Oh, here it is. So earlier I did my top 10, my personal top 10, and my top 10 at number 10 was Superfly, number 9 was Friday, number 8 was Juice, number 7 was South Central, number 6 was Kingdom Come, number 5 was Rage in Harlem, number 4 was Boys in the Hood, number 3 was Menace to Society, number 2 was Black Caesar, and number 1 was Hell Up in Harlem. That was based on my favorites. So this time I'm expanding my mind. I'm trying to pick the community, the black population in America. I'm trying to pick your favorite, and I'm definitely dealing with black Americans, the perception from Black Americans, because brothers and sisters, immigrants, they're going to like different movies that are not really that popular amongst Black Americans. All right, so we're going to get into that. I had to put a lot of thought into this. I had to think about others. I couldn't just pick it based on myself. So I had to really, 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 really think to pick these movies. A lot of the older movies I didn't pick. I feel like with a smaller population, as far as numbers would be concerned, they wouldn't be as big. I also kind of feel like they weren't as good as the more recent movies were better, as the production got better, as the acting got better. I think the more recent movies were better, especially in the 90s, 2000s, early 2000s. I think those movies were some of our best work. We did some good work back in the day, but I mean, you can only do so much with the older equipment. There's some great movies like Raisin in the Sun and Claudine and Which Way Is Up, and the Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier movies were good. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of things. So if you have shows or stuff you want me to review, I will. If I can stomach it, right? Some things is kind of hard for me to watch, but I would try if enough of you want me to watch it and review it. But today on Pharaoh's Review, I'm going to do the top 10 Black movies. Let's get it. Okay, so this is the top 10 black movies, the list I tried to put together for the top 10 black movies. And there's a lot of great movies. It was really hard to do. One of the things I used to determine what was a very impactful movie in the black community was how much people talked about it afterwards. How famous was one of the characters? In other words, we had a lot of good movies, but when the movie ended, was the character, did the characters live on? Did it become something that we were talking about? Did it become a thing in itself, something that you always remember? So I use that to try to do my best, and here goes. Now, at number 10, the number 10 top black movie at number 10, I picked The Five Heartbeats. The Five Heartbeats made a lot of noise. People loved the Temptations, people loved Smokey Robinson Miracle, and people talked about this movie for years and still do. They talk about, the one brother that wouldn't participate, that quit. He's still very popular in the black community. Still today, they still refer to Eddie Kane. Wasn't that Eddie Kane? They still refer to bro today. Today, they still refer to him. Still today. Like if you're hard to get along with, they still call you, they still call you, they still call you bro today if you're hard to get along with. Still today. This movie caused a lot of discussion. We have a lot of good movies, people watch them, but then there's not a lot of discussion over them when they're gone. It was kind of like everybody liked it, and then it just fades out. This movie right here, the characters, the brother that was the most difficult to deal with, still today is still popular today. That's the brother in the front with the red jacket on, right? Still today, his character is one of the most popular characters in black movies. I mean, real talk. His character is very, very, very popular. There's a lot of good movies we got, but the characters are not popular anymore. The movie just was good. It came and went. The Five Heartbeats don't get enough credit. Um Eddie Kane is still popular. Am I right, Ramon? Eddie Kane is still popular, still bigger than life, still today. So that's why I put the Five Heartbeats at number 10. At number 9, I put The Color Purple. The Color Purple was huge. It was very controversial. A lot of black men, we didn't like it because it came out right with for color girls only. It seemed to kind of bash black men. I feel where the movie could have been better is they did not. The movie where they messed up is they didn't show what caused the brother to be crazy. The brother was crazy, but these are people coming straight out of slavery. So now the black man had to take all his blame for being crazy. If they would have shown, they should have shown a backstory on his childhood or whatever it was that raised him from to be like that, so that it wouldn't just look like, oh, it's just a crazy black man. There was a backstory to that. I think that's where they messed up. I think they messed up. They didn't show a backstory to this black man. See, if they didn't show the backstory to why he was like that, and that was an injustice to black men. At this time, the Oprahs and all them, they was bashing black men. This was like a black man hate thing. But still, the movie made a lot of noise. I got to give the movie its props. It made a lot of noise. It's one of the biggest movies in black American history. So at number 9, I'm going to go with The Color Purple. At number 8, once again, if the characters just live forever, then it is what it is. And at number 8 is Fridays. You don't get too much bigger than Fridays. Fridays is one of the biggest movies ever, ever. All the characters. Smokey. Big Worm. It's crazy. Ezel. I mean, these characters live forever. Bang, bang, bang. Got to coordinate, right? I mean, this is one of the biggest movies in black history. Nobody knew it was going to turn out like that. Chris Tucker was off the chain. Everybody wanted to see him do another one. I really think he should have. Bye, Felicia, and all that. So, Fridays made my list, and Fridays made the list for one of the best black movies in the top 10 black movies. Friday is number 8 for sure. A really classic, right? A cultural classic. At number 7, this also made my list. Boys in the Hood. Again, a classic. I mean, epic. Ice Cube making his debut as an actor. Cuba Gooding Jr., he really blew up in this. Fishburne. This was a big, 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 big movie. I had to list it again. This is one of the biggest black movies that come out in America. There's no doubt about that. Many of these movies surpassed the movies of my childhood. They were better than the movies of my childhood. And hey, what can I tell you? The facts is the facts. These movies were, cinema was better. The shooting was better. So at number 7, I got to give it to Boys in the Hood, a straight classic. At number 6, this movie was huge, like, woo, right? It didn't make my list because my list was the movies I like, but this has to make the list of the top 10 movies in Black American history. And that is, bam, what's love got to do with it? Hey, her, Angela Bassett, and Lawrence Fishburne, boy, they acted a fool in this. I mean, you're talking about some good acting, okay? You're talking about top of the line acting. This is one of the best movies ever made. Once again, the characters still live on today. Lawrence Fishburne playing Ike is still talked about still today. Still today. This is one of the biggest, biggest movies. And movies like this push other movies similar out, right? Because there's other movies similar, but they got pushed out by, if it was a movie and it was too similar to another movie that was better, it gets kind of pushed out unless it could really hang. And when you come to the movies that the ladies like, it ain't too many movies that the ladies are going to put over this movie. So at number 6, I had to give it to What's Love Got to Do with It. A serious classic, right? One of the best movies ever made. Great acting and all of that. Now we get down to the last 5. And I got to put this in there because this is just like the height of hip hop. Yeah, they still say I Eat the Cake animated day. These are the things. These movies I'm putting here are iconic. People still repeat what's in those movies all these years later. And at number 5, you gotta put this in the top black movies ever made. Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing is another cultural classic, a classic beyond classics. Radio Raheem and all of that. Do the Right Thing is like a time capsule of hip hop and rap culture and that whole era. You know, BET Rhapsody, The Basement, Yo MTV Rap. It's like that whole era right there. You know, and the whole end of the 80s, the whole pro-black 80s movement with the black medallions and all of that. Do the Right Thing is definitely got to go in there. How could you, you know, how could you can't, how could you leave Do the Right Thing out? You can't. It's, one of the, it's one of those movies, right? So this was very hard for me to come up with this stuff, but I feel like I picked the best, strongest movies, right? So Do the Right Thing. Salute to Spike Lee. You did a great job on that. That was powerful. We dealt with racism in America and all that. Do the Right Thing comes in at number 5. At number 4, Coming to America. Coming to America. Like Coming to America is one of the, once again, these are the movies that had a lot of chatter. We had a lot of big movies. Don't get me wrong. There's other big movies. But some of our big movies didn't have the chatter afterwards. They didn't have the chatter. They didn't have the people wasn't talking when it was over. So the movie might have been great, but it didn't have the chatter. It didn't have the conversation afterwards, right? But some movies afterwards, boy, it had the chatter. And this is one of the ones when it was over, people was talking about it for years. Coming to America made more noise, big noise, boom, big, 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 big noise. Big noise. This made the most noise out of any of his movies. He had a lot of great movies, The Clumps and all that, Dr. Do all that. But this the one that Black America really talked about a lot, right? So this made a lot of noise, right? Coming to America. Eddie Murphy is at number 4. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get into the top 3. All right. So as we said, as I left off, number 4 was Coming to America. Made a lot of noise. Surely was a classic, and the characters is very, very famous still to today. At number 3 of the best black movies in the top 10, number 3 is Menace to Society. I tried to be considerate of all the different people that watch the different types of movies. I tried to be considerate of the hard-working black Americans. I tried to be considerate of the brothers, of the ladies, of the people that like comedy, of the people in the streets. And on the streets and Minister Society is big. O Dog is one of the biggest uh, O-Dog is one of the biggest characters in black entertainment. If you don't know O-Dog, then you don't know nothing. So Minister Society was a huge, huge film in the black community. It was right there. At the same time, we had Boys to Men, when we had the one with Queen Latifah in them. This was that era where they was doing a lot of hood pictures, and this is one of the big, big, big movies right here. This movie is bigger than Soldier Story, bigger than Glory, and bigger than Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights is not even as big as Coming to America. That's just a fact. It's a good movie. But there's a lot of movies before all 3 movies you name, R.L. Rock. I can name 5 movies better than those that didn't make my list. Also, you're very disrespectful because this is me doing my best to pick how I see it. So people like you that's kind of emotional, you shouldn't watch these type of things because all I can do is my best to pick my perspective on what I think. I can't pick what you think. You see? So now your tampon is leaking over here, and you done turned into a girl. Man up. Put your man pants on, and come over here and act like a soldier. Stop acting all feminine. So yeah, in my list of the top 10 black movies, Menace to Society, you can't. The top 10 black movies in America is gonna have to have Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood in there. Period. Set It Off couldn't make it because it's not quite as good as those two. Same for South Central, couldn't make it because it's not as good as those two. It is what it is. If anything was somewhat similar and it got beat out by something else, I didn't put it in the list. It had to be the best in its category. And in the category of hood movies, the best ones we had out was Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. Those were the best ones we had out. Those were great. New Jack City was all right, you know. Juice was in my list. Juice can't make this list, and the reason that Juice can't make this list is because this list is considerate of everybody. Okay, I had to consider all the people that liked the color purple. I had to be considerate of all the people that liked What's Love Got to Do with It. I had to be considerate of other people out here besides this weirdo. What's this weirdo name over here? Besides this one weirdo, R.L. Rourke, I had to be considerate of other people, what they like, and not be no loser like Rourke. And please keep him on timeout because I don't want anybody to ruin everybody's good experience. So keep Rourke on timeout. This is nothing for him, right? So this is a highly intelligent conversation for people that's kind of open, right? And so this is my list. If you can do better, go on your platform and put your list out there, right? Right? So go put your list out there, right? Don't make me have to do the work for you. So yeah, Minister Society definitely has to make the list. This was one of the biggest movies out at the time. It was more popular than Set It Off. There's no character in Set It Off that's as famous as O Dog. O Dog is probably more famous than the characters in Boys to Men. I would say O Dog is the most famous hood character. If you talk about street dudes, like gang member type, I would say O Dog is probably the most popular of all movies. If you was to ask me, I would say he's the most popular street character as far as playing a thugged out dude. He was the most thugged out dude in any movie. Basically, he was definitely the most criminal, most gangster, most thugged out. I mean, was anybody a worse character than him? Not that I know of. Prove me wrong. Name me some characters that was more thugged out than O Dog. I sure would like to hear that. I can't think of nobody that was a terror like O Dog. O Dog was a terror, like for real. Like you got to give that brother some credit. That man acted in that. Debo wasn't no gangster. Debo was a bully. O Dog would have killed Debo. O Dog would have killed Debo. Who believed Debo would have played with O Dog? Y'all believe Debo would have pushed up on O Dog? O Dog would have popped Debo on my soul. On everything. O Dog would have killed Debo. You could the movie would have been over early. He like, what you say about my mama? See, this is classic. I can't think of nobody. I'm trying to think of I can't think of nobody that's worse to him in no movies. I'm trying to think. Because Samuel Jackson was off the chain in King of New York. Samuel Jackson was crazy. He was almost there. Who remembers Samuel Jackson in King of New York? Ooh, did he play a nut? For real, for real. He might have been the second most gangster person in anything, you know? But no, O Dog, you know, yeah, that man acted. That was some good acting. Yeah, that was some good acting, but some people can't. Now, that's number three, Minister Society. Number two, hey, like I said, I have one weirdo over here they want to do. I try to be fair and balanced. Number two, best black movie of all times in America, Waiting to Exhale. All the ladies would tell you I'm right. All the ladies would tell you yes. See, I had to go outside of my zone. When you're doing this kind of stuff for the community, you can't think about yourself. No, this is not my top 10, but let's just be honest. Just because it's not my top 10 movie, right? See, this is not my top 10 movie, but this is the top movie in Black America, whether I liked it or not. What do it doesn't matter if I liked it or not. That's irrelevant. I got to represent all black people in America. I can't be like the weirdo guy, R.L. Rourke. I can't be weird like that. I have to be open minded, right? As a content creator, people want me to be open minded. They don't want me to just be one sided. This is not my top 10. Yeah, Alonzo was really gangster, but he was a cop. O Dog would have killed Alonzo too. O Dog would have killed Alonzo. Alonzo would have played with O Dog like he played with the white dude. Alonzo would have died. Oh my soul! It never would have. None of that would have. No, none of that would have went like that. Yeah. Yeah, unlimited sound dog would almost kill any character in any movie. I swear to God, if you ask me, like he really, that acted. When you look at him now, and you look at him on the Ghost Power Ghost thing with Tyreek, the brothers did some great acting. Lorenz Tate, he did. He was really believable. I'm telling you. That's why I had to rank that kind of high. That was some excellent acting. Anytime you do that and that's not how you is, uh, that's some excellent acting, right? And like I said, we're not gonna. If you're gonna come over here and you're gonna speak against a movie, keep El Menor 3 quiet too. We only want positive energy over here today. We don't want nobody. We don't want the negative feminine. We don't want the feminine energy over here. We don't want the feminine brothers over here, right? So don't block them, but just keep them quiet. We don't want the feminine brothers over here. They got to go outside and let's see them exercise that energy outside on the block. We don't do the feminine energy over here on the internet. Go outside on the block and be disagreeable with and all that, and let's see how that work out, right? Not on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So that's number two. So waiting to exhale was number two. The ladies love waiting to exhale. Waiting to exhale and what's love got to do with it is some of the ladies' top movies out here. That's a fact. And the number one black movie, whether you like it or not, was the Black Panther. Because the Black Panther sold the most. The Black Panther was all the kids liked it. And the Black Panther was the first time black people was shown in their own country as superheroes and all that to that level. So I just had to be fair. The Black Panther is the best black movie made unto this point. Even though I don't like the plot and all that, what I like is irrelevant. The people liked it. The people liked it all over the world. And so your personal, sometimes you got to separate your personal ideology from what everybody else, I can't put my personal feelings into it. I got to open my mind if I'm going to speak for the community. And as far as I'm concerned, the way I watch black people go to the movies, this was their favorite movie up to this point. You know, this is what these movies I picked is what the black community was crazy about. These are the movies that made the most noise. These was the movies that had the most conversations. The Five Heartbeats had mad conversation. The Color Purple, mad conversation. Friday, lots of conversation. Boys in the Hood, lots of talk, lots of conversation. What's Love Got to Do with It? It was a big movie, lots of conversation. These movies shook up, and when the internet was out, these movies shook Twitter and shook the internet up, shook Facebook up. Do the Right Thing. These is movers and shakers. These made noise within the black community, whether you liked it or not. Other people liked it. The box, the seats and the tickets they sold prove it. Go look at how much they sold. All of these was top sellers. These movies did big numbers. How could you look at a movie that say got big numbers and say it's trash when all these people liked it? Same for Coming to America, Menace to Society, Waiting to Exhale, and the Black Panther. These movies did big numbers. Big numbers. Big numbers. It is what it is. Whether I like them or not, that's irrelevant. Whether I like them, what does that got to do with the cost of tea in China? Sometimes what you like is not a good judgment on what the people like. What you like is what you like. But you have to be a decent person to respect what other people like. You can't be no weirdo all the time, and it's only how you see everything. Well, it's a lot of people on this planet. If you want to be a businessman and you want to go into business, a lot of times you got to go into business for what the customer wants. You might sell something that you don't buy, but the customer want it. So if you're gonna get money out here, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, be a businessman, you're gonna have to open up your horizons. You're gonna have to open up your mind. You're gonna have to be willing to go make a girly movie, knowing women gonna flock to see it, and knowing cause they want to see it what their man gonna take them to see it. So a lot of men gonna go see it cause what they're gonna take their girlfriends, they're gonna take their wives, whether they like it or not. They want to go out on a date. You make a girly movie, you gonna make money because the brothers gonna have to take their queen because she want to go see it. And he gonna sit there and he gonna chill. He not gonna go with his queen and say, "Oh, this movie ain't no good," because now she gonna be mad at him all night. So a lot of these brothers is phony because some of the brothers over here that criticize certain movies, if they would have took their baby mama or their mama, they would have shut up and pretend they liked her so they can go home and she be nice to them when they get home, right? They ain't gonna take their woman to no movie they don't like and tell their woman and she like it and like, "Oh, this trash." They ain't gonna do that. You gonna shut up, you're gonna pretend you enjoy the movie. So to me, from looking at the black community, now ain't no honorable mentions for me. Looking at the black community, these are the ones I picked that I felt made the most noise. I considered Harlem Nights, but I didn't feel like it could fit in here with none of these. I don't see nobody that would be replaced for that. As far as that to me, Harlem Nights was good, but it was more star studded than it was good. But it was still good. But it was just because it got Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and Red Fox. Is it still really a good movie? Well, it was all right. It was all right. It was star studded, but it wasn't as big as Coming to America. That movie wasn't as big as Coming to America. This movie made a lot of noise because a lot of people at the time this movie came out was still kind of young. People that grew up on Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Temptations, the Four Tops, the Whispers. They enjoyed this. So this movie made a lot of noise because a lot of people like R&B. So a lot of people that liked R&B, they really dug that, right? The Color Purple made a lot of noise because the women really was feeling it. Oprah was in it at the time. Oprah was huge. Whoopi was huge. Now this movie deserves to go on the list. Fridays deserved to go on the list. Fridays was huge, big. All the characters on Friday are still popular today. Boys in the Hood was huge, huge. Now you might be maybe a working person and you really didn't like the hood movies, but the hood still got numbers. It's still people want to see hood movies. It did real good. It's a classic. What Love's Got to Do with It was a great movie. A lot of men and women watched it. A lot of the older generation enjoyed it. People that knew Tina Turner and watched Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner was in the music. All the music world watched it. They watched Tina when that came out a few years ago too. So this was a big movie. No, nothing on here is trash. Nothing on this list is trash. Do the Right Thing, huge, fantastic, gigantic. Did really well. One of the best movies. It really put Spike Lee out there bigger than ever. I think this is his most popular movie, to be honest with you, as far as culturally coming to America. I think culturally, this is also one of Eddie Murphy's biggest movies. Culturally speaking, I think he had a lot of good movies. Dr. Dolittle and all that. The Clumps was good, but I think this movie right here had the most conversation over it. Menace to Society. What can I say? It was a cultural classic. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. This was a very huge movie. Very big. Very big. Very big. Waiting to Exhale. I mean, it had so many stars in it. The black women went crazy for this movie. They love this movie still today. You know what I mean? And of course, like I said, Black Panther. So that's what I feel like is my top 10 movies. I feel like uh, I feel like those are big movies, and it's easy to slide movies around. It's easy to change it. You know, somebody else could put something different in there. You could put Love in Basketball. You could put Love Jones. But then, what you gonna take out? Which movie would you take out? And can you really say you could take one of those movies out? Because if you took Love Jones out, you ain't gonna be able to take out what Love got to do with it or Waiting to Exhale. So you're gonna have to take out one of the other movies. And when you take out one of those other movies, what? Life was all right, but was it as good as Coming to America? Let's take another break and we'll continue. Jessica says she might say Life was as good as Coming to America. The problem with that is the title. The title Coming to America is a bigger title than Life. Also, the idea of the movie was better. So uh, Life was really good. But this is the thing, you all. When you have to make a list, like I had to make a list, you have to write all these down. So you might end up with 20. So now, when you just sit there and you just picking is one thing, but if you write your list, now you're responsible for what you're going to take out, what you're going to put in, and that's what makes it very hard. You have to actually write a list, because when you just watch me and you just say different stuff, that you're not really doing it, how hard it is to do. But get a pen and go look at all the black movies and write them all down, all the great movies, and then start eliminating. And then you eliminate the top 10 and eliminate them not based on you. Now understand, I didn't make this list based on me. So some people is saying it based on what you like. Well, this was much harder. The list based on what I like, I just picked up 10 movies I like, but this list is based on what I think had the biggest appeal to everybody else. And that's very difficult to do. I couldn't go by what I liked. I had to think audiences. What did the audience? What do I remember? What do I remember the responses? And the response for Coming to America was way bigger than the response to Life. Life did get some response, but it didn't. People didn't make as much noise as Coming to America. Everything I put on here, people made a lot of noise about it when it came out. It's not based on which one I like. So that's why the brothers say I'm tripping. I'm not tripping because that's not really my list. So that's not really my list. That's the list that I feel that the world in America, that's the list where America made the most noise. And then that, I don't think I'm off too much. I think everybody else is looking at it personally. I don't think you looking at it the way I had to look at it. I couldn't look at it personally. So I couldn't make this list based on what I liked. This list had to be made based on what I felt blacks in the country liked. It couldn't be based on, so everybody that disagree with me, they talking personally what they like. But that's not how I made the list because my list ain't nothing like this. So that's the difference. See, look at this list. 5 Heartbeats, The Color Purple, Friday, Boys in the Hood, What's Love Got to Do with It, Do the Right Thing, Coming to America, Menace to Society, Waiting to Exhale, Black Panther. Now listen to my list. Superfly, Friday, Juice, South Central, Kingdom Come, Rage in Harlem, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem. My list is just based on what I think was the best to me. This list is based off of the society. So you might say whatever, but at that time, society didn't say what you said. It'll be very hard to disprove in society that these movies wasn't as big as what I say they was. Because these ain't even movies I would pick. And all the other movies, I couldn't think of too many that was bigger than that. House Party was all right, but House Party's not bigger than nothing on this list. Dead Prez was all right. Dead Prez wasn't big as Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society. Dead Prez down there with King of New Yorks and stuff like that. That wasn't that big like that. Dead Prez ain't bigger than 5 Heartbeats, The Color Purple, Friday, Boys in the Hood, What Love's Got to Do with It, Do the Right Thing, Come to America, Men's Society, Waiting Hell, or Black Panther. Dead Prez ain't big as nothing on that list. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't go by suggestions. I picked this on my own because I got my ear to the streets. I know what's going on in the black community. I got my ear to the streets. I know. I'm in Chicago. Some of y'all where you live at too. Some of y'all where y'all live, because I live in the blackest city in America. Facts. So if I don't know, don't nobody know. This Chicago. We blacker than all y'all. You know what I mean? This is don't get no blacker than Chicago. DC is kind of black. There's a whole bunch of Ethiopians there running things, but it ain't black American black like here. So if I don't know what black people like, then don't nobody. That's a fact. Some of them other movies was great, but they wasn't memorable like that, like the Buzz, Waiting to Exhale. I don't know if you remember when Waiting to Exhale came out. It had the buzz. Like y'all memories flow or something. It had the buzz. Like you can't name a lot of movies that had people talking about it like What's Love Got to Do with It. Like Love and Basketball didn't have as much people talking about it as What's Love Got to Do with It. Come on now, let's be honest. Love It Basketball was a good movie, but it didn't have no conversation buzz and like that. Not like not like Ike and Tina Turner. It didn't have no conversation buzzing like that. No, hell no. Most of these is the biggest conversations was out. I didn't even really consider that. That's like a cartoon. So I didn't consider that a black movie. It's a whole bunch of cartoon characters in it. Just because there's one black person in it, I'm talking movies that got black people in it. Bugs Bunny not black. So I don't consider Space Jam black. I mean, mentioned by who? Oh, somebody in here mentioned it. So, I don't know if nobody mentioned it. Definitely was a good movie. But I got a lot of movies up there. I got a lot of VHS up there. I got a lot. It's a lot of good movies from Doctor Doolittle and Three Strikes and Shaka Zulu and Truck Turner and Fresh. Fresh was good. Don't Be a Menace was good. I mean, it's a lot of good movies. Deep Cover was good. How to Be a Player was good, but Harlem Nights was all right. It was a pretty good movie. Harlem Nights was all right, but Harlem Nights wasn't better than Rage in Harlem on my list. Facts. Rage in Harlem was better than Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights was all right. It wasn't better than Rage in Harlem. It wasn't better than my list. Harlem Nights wouldn't have made my list. It was all right. It wasn't better. It wasn't better than Rage in Harlem. Ray was good. I think if I made a list of great acting, that would be a different list. I would have to do Ali. I would have to do Ray, but that would be based on acting. I could do that list of the top 10 best acting, which once again, uh, Minister Society gonna make the list. Oh my soul. If I did the top 10 best acting jobs in the movie, I'm gonna have to put O-Dog on there. Minister Society going on there. That's a fact. Training Day. Yeah, Denzel got out. I would have to put Training Day. If I did, I might do that. I might do the best 10 best acting. But I'm telling you right now, O-Dog going on there. That's some of the best acting ever. But you know what? Minister Society don't get no props because he had to act like a street thug. And that's not fair to him as an actor. That's not fair to him as an actor because he's not like that. That's still acting. But because he acted a street part, people just want to overlook how good the brother did on that job. Like the brother did a really, really good job, like a real good job. He did a really, 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 really good job as O Dog. O Dog is one of the best acting jobs out here. So if I started to do best acting, I'm probably gonna put Set It Off on there because Queen Latifah got down on Set It Off. That was good acting too. She really played that. So that'll be a whole different list because you know some of them parts, man. It ain't that old dog is my man. That's good acting. I don't think you. I don't think. I think a lot of y'all trying to. You're not really understanding what I'm saying. I'm a businessman, and I want to do movies, and I want to direct, and I want to do movies. So I'm not doing. I'm not looking at stuff like, no, he not my man. That was good acting. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. No, that ain't my man. That was good acting. That was for fact. That's a fact as a professional. You see, don't try to water it down. No, that was great acting. If you take a brother, if you take a brother that's not like that, but like I said, I lived in South Central. And so I know he not from South Central. He from Chicago. So for him to play a South Central character, have the dialect, have the slang, have the accent, that's good acting. But this over a lot of people's head. Like a lot of times when I'm talking to people, they on a they try to put me on the level they on. I'm not on the level you on. I'm on professionalism. I'm not on that. I'm not on that. So no, I'm not just picking him because I like him. That was really good acting. If you want to shoot movies, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for actors. Like Tupac. Tupac was a good ass actor. Like Tupac in Above the Rim. I'm gonna show you. I know I'm talking about. Tell me Tupac wasn't excellent in Above the Rim. Remember that character he played? That was good acting. I can give you a bunch of examples. I give you good examples of acting. I give you examples of acting in two different movies to show you acting. Al Pacino in Scarface and Carlito's Way. He played a Colombian and then he played a Puerto Rican. And it was excellent because Puerto Rican and Cuban ain't the same. You have to study. This man is an Italian. Do you know how hard Pacino had to study to do the difference between a Cuban and a Puerto Rican? Because just because you play a Jamaican, that don't mean you can play a Trinidadian. Trinidadians don't talk like Jamaicans. And boy, you really gonna have to know what you're doing to play a Trinidadian. You're gonna have to be good. You're gonna have to study the Trinidad dialect. You ain't gonna be able to just talk any Caribbean dialect. Because people from the Caribbean gonna know you're not doing Trinidad. They can tell Virgin Island from Jamaica from Trinidad. They can tell. And so we talk professionalism here. O-Dog is one of the best acting jobs ever. That's a fact. That boy played that shit. I don't care. You say what you want to say. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. Because, like I said, because he played a hood person, then you can't see the professionalism in his skill set. But if you look at him in Power, where he's playing a politician, and then you look at him playing O-Dog, you see this boy can act. You know, a lot of black actors don't get their props because they black. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy to play a hood. It ain't easy to play a hood. And it's definitely not easy to play a South Central. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like me. I just can't be a South Central. I just can't right now talk like I'm from South Central. Oh, hell no, I'd have to practice. You know what I mean? Where anybody from LA, would you tell them you can't just come from Chicago and just talk like you from LA? Oh, hell no. Dan Prez too. Yeah, they was good. Those were good movies. Uh, Chris Tucker can act. Samuel Jackson can act. Denzel can act. A lot of people. We got some people with some skills out here. We got some good actors and actresses out here. There's no doubt about that. You know, they don't get their props. Eddie Murphy is off the chain. He do a whole bunch of characters. Eddie don't get no props. Eddie is like one of the most underrated actors out here. Anytime you could sit at a table and play five people at the table, Richard Pryor attempted to do that, but Eddie mastered it. I mean, how people don't get no, a lot of people don't be getting no credit for their skills like that. You know, like Samuel Jackson. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. I mean, and Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, come on, Lawrence Fishburne playing Ike. Come on, man. He didn't really do that. Like he really did it. Like he really did that. Like for real. When I watch a movie, I gotta be able to forget you. I was just talking to a friend about that. The one person I could watch no matter what movie I watch that make me forget who they is Denzel. Denzel could still look like Denzel in every movie. But when he start acting, he really be whatever character he doing. It's amazing. I just seen Denzel a couple weeks ago. I was at a hotel and I watched the movie with Denzel and he was playing like some kind of DEA agent or something, working with some other undercover white dude from home, and they down in Mexico trying to bust this car. They were trying to rob a bank from the cartels. And I'm telling you, man, even though he still looked like Denzel, he was a whole different dude. I gotta watch the movie, and you gotta bring me into the movie, and I gotta forget that I'm watching the movie. Denzel do that every time. I seen another movie where he's playing security down in Mexico, where they was down in Mexico protecting people so the cartels can't kidnap them. Believable again. Training Day, believable. Like every time I see this dude, I'll be forgetting this Denzel. That boy can act his ass off, but he still don't look too much different than Denzel. He don't got to do the makeup or nothing. It's great. Like a lot of actors, they got to change their makeup and all that. Not Denzel. Denzel could still look like Denzel and be a whole different character. I don't know how the hell he do that. That boy cold. But he ain't fucking with Al Pacino. Al Pacino, once I seen Carlito's Way, I was through. You could tell I'm really into the art. I was through when I seen them play a Puerto Rican. I said, damn, how the hell did he do that? Have y'all watched Carlito's Way? Carlito's Way is off the chain. Watch Scarface, and then right after you watch Scarface, watch Carlito's Way and tell me I'm lying. Let's Do It Again was a good movie. Menace Society was a good ass movie. He played Malcolm. Listen, he played Malcolm so good that a dude went to the tattoo shop to get Malcolm X tattooed, and they tattooed Denzel on him. They tattooed Denzel as Malcolm X on the dude. For real, a dude got a tattoo of Malcolm X, but it's Denzel playing Malcolm X. Now, you know how good you can act. Where when he went to the tattoo shop, they took a picture of Malcolm, but it was Denzel, and he thought it was Malcolm, and it looked like Malcolm a lot. Same for bro that played Malcolm on the Godfather of Harlem. The first Malcolm was good. The new Malcolm, oh man, they killed him. Thank God, he was horrible. The second Malcolm on, oh man, the Godfather of Harlem. I'm gonna review that when I get to stomach. That's gonna be a bad review. I'm gonna do it though. Oh God, did they mess that show up? Oh my God. Menace to Society is a classic. Minister, but then I didn't pick my movies because I like hood. I like gangster movies. Anyway, I like gangster movies. As you can see, I ain't picked none of my favorite movies because my favorite movies you know, is gangster. My favorite movies is gangster movies. The Last Don and all of that. Danny Brasco. The Godfather, you know. Those are my favorite movies is gangster movies. But I got all the black, I got a lot of black movies. I tell you a good movie. Casino, all that, I got all that. I tell you a good movie. Go watch this movie. This is a great movie. Go watch for this movie, White Boys. It's off the chain. Hey, go watch White Boys. If you watch White Boys, then come back and tell me if I don't know a good movie. That movie gonna blow your mind. Go watch White Boys. It's gonna blow your mind. It's about some white boys trying to be some rappers. It's gonna blow your it's gonna blow your mind. Y'all got Goodfellas. I got all that. You know, Carlito's Way, The Sicilian, Analyze That, Bugsy, Dinner Rush, Mr. Untouchable, Road to Prediction, Hoodlum, Monsters, Ghost Dog, Gangsters with a Heart of Gold, Excellent Cadavers, Once Upon a Time in America, Snoop Dogg, The East Siders, Bronx Tale, Kingpin. What's this one right here? King of New York, The Last Don, New Jack City, Goodfellas, Scarface, Gotti, Corky Romano, Analyze This, The Godfather Set, Deep Color, Cover, Out for Justice, Hell Up in Harlem, The Sopranos series, Scarface, Donnie Brasco, Black Caesar, Training Day, Mafia, Last Man Standing, Casino, great Mafia movies, The Untouchables, and The Cotton Club. And then there's some more behind there. I don't feel like digging them out. Goodfellas is good. Goodfellas, Casino, ain't good. Once Upon a Time in America. Check that out. You want to see some gangster shit? Go see Once Upon a Time in America. If you want to go into a movie and disappear and lose yourself, go watch Once Upon a Time in America. But if you want to see some good ass acting, go check out Carlito's Way. Watch Scarface first, then watch Carlito's Way. Cross 110th Street is a good movie. I seen that when I was a kid. Good movie. They didn't have good stuff, so the movies didn't get shot that good. You know, black exploitation movies. You know, they did the best they could, but you know, it wasn't up to the level. The movies didn't really get really shot well until the '80s. You know, the '60s and the '70s, they did pretty good. You know, when you watch Superfly, you'll see, okay, it's a little primitive, good movie. You know, the Mac and all that, but it wasn't shot up to the level like, you know, when you start getting to the '80s and the '90s, that's when they really started really shooting them better cameras, better quality, better acting, you know, more in depth. You know what I'm saying? I got JD's Revenge somewhere around here. I got a gang of stuff. Yeah, JD's Revenge was all right. Shaft was pretty good. Shaft, the Mac was pretty good. Belly was good. Belly was all right. I don't want to say nothing bad about it. Richard Pryor was very talented. Richard Pryor had some great movies.